Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. Today I have a special early access map tour of Autumnal Equinox Forest by the Shanty Boys Map Creations. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, as mentioned, this is a new upcoming map, another one. These guys are just cranking out the maps. This is by Shanty Boys Map Creations. That is a fantastic group of people that does a really good job making maps. So we're going to take a look at this today. This is going to come out September 22nd. So this video, my assumption is it's going to come out on the 18th. So in 4 days, you should have access to this map. What does this map have to offer that's different than any other forestry map? Well, I'll tell you all about that stuff as we get going. So, first off, we are in new farmer mode here. So what we have starting off is all stuff that you're going to have in new farmer mode. So if we go into here, we are down here. This is where we are at right now, is right over in this section down here. So moving across here, there's no contract because there's no fields. This is a forestry map. However, it definitely has the capabilities to be built if you're trying to do a start from scratch where you're building the forestry area, clearing it, and then turning it into a farm. This has a good way to do that. You do start off with no starting loan, and you start off with $100,000 in the bank. We'll go over starting equipment in the store here in a second. And you do have sell points here. Not only do you have a sawmill, you also have a spinnery, a ranch, and a barn, which gives you some options to sell different stuff. So we'll go over that in a second. So here in the map, looking at where we're at, we are up here. So sorry, not down there. Why did I say I don't know. We're up at the store. We're not down there. Don't know why I said that. Anyhow, which is part of this chunk of land which we own. This is worth $52,652. There's some various chunks, none of which are super expensive. I think that this one is the most expensive one by far. Yeah, it is. Okay, so nothing's too expensive. There's lots of different trees and various things around and about, and we're going to drive around and fly over this map. So as you can see, there are some hilly areas, but there's also these nice little kind of valley floors where you could build a farm in and do stuff like that. So we're up here at the shop. We're going to head down here, stop by the spinnery, drive down here, take a look at the ranch, the fuel point, the animal dealer, and I believe we have something down here. Do we have something? Maybe I'm just imagining it. No, that's probably a number. Okay, then coming around here, we'll take a look at this little section out here, and we'll head out here, look at the sawmill, which is up there, and we'll take a look at the barn area up there. So we will take a look at all that here. If we go into the store, what we start off with, now given this is just something I added in, we start off with a Lizard Warrior, a Komatsu 931XC tree harvester. We also have a wheel loader, which is fantastic. We have a log fork for the wheel loader, and we have a timber runner, which is fabulous. I mean, you have, quite honestly, of really good equipment to do forestry with on there right off the bat. So that is fantastic. This will be a modded map that's for PC players only. So just be aware of that. If you're on console, unfortunately, you will not have it. So there are some new tree colors and textures in here, which is very nifty. Look at that. Like, that thing looks like it's just, that's cool. It's kind of like a really deep dark green, almost looks dead. And then we got these guys over here. Yeah, it's a very cool map, and you see it's not super dense with trees. Like, you're gonna make progress easy on here, and you see how flat it is here. And it's a pretty large map. Like, there's a lot of space on here, and this is just this section that's pretty large. I mean, we're gonna see as we go through, there's plenty of space to start some farms on here if you wanted to do that. So here we are at the store. This is where we start off with, not where I said we originally did. You have an ATM here. You also have a store trigger here, which actually we're gonna go back into that. I'm gonna buy us a gator that we can tour the map with. We'll do sure, and we'll do something different. Sure, that'll work. Okay, we'll go ahead and buy that guy. Wait, we want to get the bigger engine on there. Buy that. Perfect. Okay, that's what we'll drive around the map in a minute. So this is where some of your starting equipment is, if not all of it. I think most of it's here. Yeah, all of it is here. So you have your Komatsu over here. You have your truck over here with the timber runner on it, and then you also have your wheel loader hooked up to the log fork over here. And then you have your repair trigger back here on the back of the store. So you have everything you need right here, and you see where things are going to spawn in for you. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in this guy, and we're going to start driving around this bad boy. This is a cool map. It really is. I know I say that about all their maps, but they really do a good job at making pretty cool maps. So this is the trek out of here over here. So if we head out this way, which actually, before we get too far, this is a good time to look at it. Let's take a look at what you have available as far as the landscaping goes, as far as your brush here. All right, so we do have kind of your similar to like what I'm using on Wilhelmina Forest for kind of like a road or whatnot. You do have pavement, both types of pavement, and then we're looking at just kind of that kind of rugged dirt look to it, and then that one is the same as what's the floor here already. We got that texture there, and we'll come up here so we can see what we got going on. Got another texture there, grass texture, kind of a more grass, kind of tattered grass texture, a deeper green grass texture if you really want that. Gravel, rock 1, rock 2, so those are all pretty standard there. We got a sand kind of texture here. Ooh, that one's, I don't know if I've ever seen that one on a map. That one looks different. And we got that guy, which is pretty standard, and then we're back to that kind of dirt that links up with that guy there. So yeah, you have quite a bit of different landscaping options here, so that is definitely just something that's available to you. So just something to note there. Okay, we will keep going on, and I'm actually going to go ahead and bump the time up to noon so we can see a little bit better here. Oh wow, I feel like I didn't change a whole lot, but that's okay. All right, so off to the left is going to be that map edge, but again, it doesn't, when you're not that close to it, it doesn't look like it's necessarily the edge of the map. It just kind of looks like it keeps going. This loops up here, and then a nice road here, and you come in here, a nice little track into, what is this, it's our spinnery, yeah. Okay, so here's your spinnery sell point. Right there you have your hazard boxes for your trigger there, and that is your spinnery kind of tucked in here. So your spinnery is going to buy, if we go into here, it is going to take your cotton and your wool products. So there you have it. Now, if you wanted to do, I know a lot of people take a look at these kind of maps like, well, there's not even a BGA on it. You can easily add in a BGA. There's plenty of mods on the mod hub that you can download to get stuff in here, especially if you're on PC. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So we will keep following this road this way. Give you kind of a nice look to the map, but yeah, this is a cool map. Ooh, that kind of, the terrain kind of changes over here. That's kind of nifty. I like that. The grass gets a little darker. It's a little bit different over here. Keep looping around here, and we're still pretty close to the edge of the map, and now we're coming up on kind of the next big kind of hub of stuff going on. So we do have a sell point right here, so those grain bins there. That is going to be the ranch sell point, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. So the ranch sell point is kind of your catch-all. It's what's going to take most crops. So it's going to take wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soy, corn, potatoes, and sugar beets. It's also going to take sugarcane, eggs, and milk. So it gives you a sell point for everything on this map except for manure and slurry, which again, if you add in a BGA, you'll be able to get that anyways. But honestly, that's a really good price for silage. So you may not even need a BGA to be able to sell silage and make the money unless you really want the digestate. But that is a fantastic price for silage right there, especially from a barn sell point. So that is awesome. And here we have a fuel point. So if you need some fuel, there's a good place to get it there. At the fuel point, a couple different decorative buildings, which I like that, kind of added in. And look at that over there. That looks kind of nifty. It just kind of looks like it goes off into the distance. Yeah, that's cool. Well, that's part of the map there. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at this. This is cool. Or I have to go look at the water features. If you watch any of my map tours ever, you know I'm very interested. And that look just goes out. This is right up at the end, but it just kind of goes out and gives you the impression that, yeah, this is just a little inlet that goes out to just the ocean almost, really. So this is cool. I like that feature a lot. I like that quite a bit. So that is very nifty. All right, let's hop back on our gator here and we will continue on. We do also have the animal dealer right over there, which we're going to go take a look at right now. Which gives you, of course, the ability to do animals on here, which this may not be a bad map to do animals on. If you're worried about running out of agricultural space, you can easily do that. So hop out here. We do have the animal dealer, so you can buy your animals there. And now we will continue on down the path and keep touring along. Got plenty of trees on here, and again, they're not super thick where you're just going to get so overwhelmed with forestry you're going to feel like you can't do it. And if you really just want to clear out a couple areas and kind of have a farm in the woods, you can do that as well. And then you got this little ravine that runs through here, and you got trees that are knocked over that have kind of just fallen over from erosion or whatever the case may be. That's a cool feature. That's really cool. Details like that are the stuff I love, and you have like a really big hill up there, so it kind of, that would just be, rain would kind of fall and run down that and just, yeah, just cause erosion and all sorts of stuff and fall into that creek, where you have the more flatter, smoother areas over here on this side. Oop. Oh, there it is. It's not a Farmer Cut video without a crash, and we of course had to have one. So there we go. Look at that. I feel like I'm in, I don't know. I don't know where I feel like I'm at, but this is cool. We keep following along here. This goes over this little section here, which that's a terrifying bridge, but very cool. And it's not just like it's a smooth function. That's just, it literally feels like there's a lot of logs on there that they just kind of bolted down to get you to be able to cross. That is super cool. And this area up on the left, like you can get up over here and you can farm, or not farm. I mean, I guess you could farm on there, but need some very high horsepower equipment. But you could definitely have like this nice valley down here where you're farming and creating your farm on, and you could just, you know, do forestry on that. Fantastic. This way, keep following. Yeah, see, like this looks like this is probably where I put my farm, is somewhere down in here. Have this nice feature here. Of course, workers might wander off into that, so just keep an eye on them. And we'll head up this way. We're gonna go back down that in a second, but this kind of heads out to just kind of a little forestry setup or area. But I'll see if there's like a crossing point. I'm assuming there's probably gonna be one up here, or an area you can get across this ravine if you wanted to go up that side of the mountain. So we'll see that in a second. At the end, we will fly over this as well. Oh, and there we go. There's the crossing right here. So this loops across, and honestly, this is super flat here as well. You have plenty of area to do some farming on here, and then you have just kind of an area where you could run your forestry operation or whatever the case may be. But yeah, these are interesting tree colors. I like it quite a bit. It's a little bit different. I mean, I haven't toured all the forestry maps that have ever come out, but I've toured quite a few of them, and I will say that Shanty Boys does a really good job at changing up their trees and everything like that to give you kind of a different feel to each map that you're on, which I think is fantastic. So my hat's off to them once again, and I'm very thankful for them to be able to allow me to they're just giving me early access to a lot of their maps now, which is fantastic. So I can go ahead and get on them and look through them because they're very cool. Heading through here, oof, we're at a crossroads. We'll take the left fork and then we'll head out and do that one last. So and actually the map is as large as it seems. It's not as maybe big as you would have think, but I mean, there's still lots of space in here. It's kind of hard to gauge because it took us a while to get around that, but I felt like that wasn't as long. I don't know. Regardless, we'll just keep going. I'll stop trying to guesstimate the size. My guess is a 2 or a 4x. It's probably a 4x. Is it? No, it's probably a 4x. Can't imagine this is a 2x map. I feel like it's too big for that. But I mean, look at this. That's all flat. That's all flat until you get to that hill over there. I mean, there's plenty of room for farming in here if you want to. And coming out here, what are we coming up on here? The sawmill. Ah, so this might be a good place to build a farm anyways, just because you're next to the sawmill. So coming on here, we have the wood chip sell point right here, which wood chips are, there we are. Yeah, wood chips right there at the sawmill. And then over here we have our log trigger. If you're gonna sell whole logs and not do wood chipping or whatever the case may be, which is a great way to make money, by the way. It's like a little easy shed over there too if you wanted to store some stuff, but oh, I passed it. There's the trigger, but you can either drive right next to it here, which I like this because I've noticed this on Wilhelmina Forest when I have it enabled, when I'm trying to sell logs and things like that. This makes it so you can pull a trailer up here and you can just immediately, you know, you can, I mean, a little off of the angle there, but then you can sell your logs and then you can just pull forward and drive out, so you're not having to try to back up or maneuver or do anything too crazy, which I think is awesome. And then coming over here we have, yeah, just a little easy shed style thing, a little bit different, but yeah, so if you wanted to park some forestry stuff here or whatever the case may be, you could easily do that. All right, we will head back down this way. Do we have more of the map, right? Yeah, we need to head out and take a look at the barn sell point out there. So we'll head up and out that way, and then we'll do a flyover. So this mountain looked pretty big from the side, but this one looks larger than that one. So yeah, there's some cool mountain-esque regions on here, which I do like that. It just kind of gives you, there's different feels to different portions of the map and different stuff's going on in different locations, which is really cool. That's kind of a neat feature that I think is pretty important in a map. So all right, continue on this way, and we will hang a left here. Oh, maybe. Ooh, I almost hit that tree. I guess I could just slow down for the corners, but that would be too easy. All right, and then we should be coming up. Yeah, see, like this seems like it's going on forever. which is great. Hill going up that way. It's just a little bit more terrainy or doing farming and stuff. A little bit more difficult, but definitely not impossible. All right, and here is the barn cell point right here. So with that, we have toured the map. So now let's go ahead and jump in here and we'll go into flight mode and we'll speed ourselves up a little bit. All right, so we are up here. This is cool. You can really see the terrain from that right there. I mean, you have plenty of space to farm. You have plenty of space, obviously, to log. The whole map is covered in logs, or trees, that is. But we'll get a little bit lower so that way all the trees are kind of rendering in a little bit better. So yeah, you can, let's get up, take a look at this mountain a little bit more. You kind of got the edge of the map coming right over here, so you got to be careful with that. But coming up to the top, like, there's a little clearing right through here, which is really cool, actually. That's nifty. Yeah, there's like a little clearing through the top of the mountain here. Ooh, look at this. Almost like someone, yeah, it's like there's like a forestry operation that was going on up here, and they cut down a bunch of trees and then they planted a bunch more. That's nifty. And that's right over, that's right where we're at on this. See, I hope I don't miss features like that. Those are cool. I don't want to miss little details like that on maps. But yeah, there's small trees in here. I don't know if they'll grow up anymore or not. Probably not, my guess would be, since they're built into the map. But it's cool to have that kind of feel that there's different stages of growth in different areas and stuff like that. But I mean, look at how flat this is down here. Easy to get a farm going down here. That's lots of room. That's boatloads of room. And then down here we have our starting store area. So that's just to kind of give you a perspective on how large that space is. That's because the store is in a decent sized area as well. Now, yeah, you may not be able to get Stone Valley sized fields and everything around this place, but I mean, you could probably get a couple, but yeah, just kind of something to note. What do we have over here? This is kind of nifty. Ooh, just kind of a pit with some water in it. That's cool. Lying down here, this is where the water feature starts, I'll say. Here we have those various sell points, fuel point, animal dealer. I mean, you could start a farm over here if you really wanted to. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to work on the edge of that, but yeah, there's plenty of flat space, which I think is important. And I think some forestry maps don't offer that, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just makes it more difficult for people that are looking for something to kind of start a farm from scratch on, to clear out and to put up, you know, a good farm on. So like this area is pretty nice in here too for farming. Pretty clear through here. We'll head up the mountain here in a second. I just want to follow this valley. And looping around here, the water feature continues. And up over here is where we're able to cross, but the water feature continues out farther than we went originally. So we'll go out and take a look at that real quick. But yeah, you have different trees and stuff occasionally strewn across the ravine there. But yeah, out here, and look at this. It's all flat out here. If you wanted to make a little farm around this lake set up here, and you know, you're good to go. You can do that if you want. Heading over here, and then you have some hills, but again, that whole area, that whole section is flat. Look at all that flat area there. There's plenty of space. Oh, every time they come out with another map, I want to play on it. It's hard though, because I have so many other series going. It's hard to be able to play on everything that you want to play on, which is something you kind of have to choose from and do what you can to make the best of it. All right, let's head out this way, and then we will wrap up this map tour here. Just about done. You can even do some fields on these hills here. These wouldn't be that bad to either landscape or, you know, do something with. So it's fantastic. Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. All right. Well, with that, we've come to the end of our tour. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on your screen to join the channel. Turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future map tours or tests or tutorials or videos that I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.